Imagine this, you wake up in the middle of the night and next to your bed you discover this tiny door that wasn't there before. You open the door and you start crawling through this tunnel. At this point, you're probably thinking to yourself, hey, this is kind of like that movie, Being John Malkovich. Unless you haven't seen Being John Malkovich, in which case you're probably thinking, what? As you reach the end of the tunnel, you wake up in a body that's not your own. You look into the mirror and you see that you are now a YouTuber, a Minecraft YouTuber with 30 million subs, and you get tens of millions of views for each video that you upload. And you've reached this level of success without anyone, not even your closest friends, knowing what your face even looks like. So this whole situation is pretty weird for you. It's very foreign, but you feel like you gotta capitalize on this somehow, even though you don't really know what to do. This is, in my opinion, the only explanation as to why Dream thought it was a good idea to sell a USB bracelet to his young audience with a bunch of baby pictures of himself. Actually, a lot of the things that Dream has done over the past year have given me that idea of a man who is constantly surprised by how famous he is. While I am gonna be critiquing this guy quite a bit, this isn't an attempt to cancel him. There are a lot of videos about that already, and I just don't have a lot to add to that. I just think it's a fascinating look into how unnatural and freakish this level of fame can be. Is there really a proper way to do this, to be this famous? Or is it all just a bunch of nonsense? So let's say you have a bit of an argumentative nature as a person.
It's weird because I feel like I'm so argumentative, and I just always have been. My go-to whenever somebody criticizes me is always like, oh, what an idiot.
If you want to be famous properly, this element of your existence may cause you some trouble. Soon, you'll feel like spaghetti from all the hot water you'll find yourself in. Luckily enough, you're now sitting in front of a man who's been successful at his job ever since you were an actual 6-year-old. Listening to what he has to say could be quite useful for you, and while he does so jokingly, he does throw in a pretty helpful comment.
Like it leads to like me being an idiot sometimes because I reply to people that I shouldn't reply to.
Yeah. So people are pestering you and then they get a reaction from you and then they're like, oh, Dream will interact with me and anyone who pesters him.
Maybe this way of operating could hurt you more than anything else. Maybe by interacting with all these people, you're just bringing more hate your way. Maybe, just like you said in your own words, this doesn't really achieve much, but make strangers think that you're a bit dumb. That's not what I'm saying. I don't think you're dumb. That's what he said in the video. Well, it's now been 2 years since you guys had this interaction. Let's see if this advice helped.
A fan that happened to be 17 years old replied to Dream, and I will not show their name for obvious reasons, replied and said, they look ugly. Yeah, they quote tweeted this, and it, was doing pretty good numbers. And Dream decided to reply and said, glass houses something something STFU.
Now, hard to think of a more visceral reaction to someone saying that your plushies are ugly than shut the fuck up. Pretty aggressive thing to do, saying shut the fuck up to a 17-year-old in front of millions of your fans, who most of them I'm sure are lovely people, but some of them are known for interacting with haters in a way that would make a 17-year-old private their account because of the, and I quote, terrifying levels of harassment. You've actually made a lot of similar mistakes to this one throughout your time on Twitter, things that have made a lot of people say, why is this guy on Twitter this much? What is he doing? A few months ago, a creator called Quackity had launched a Minecraft server called the QSMP. The main draw of that server is that it would include creators who both speak Spanish and English, creating content in this bilingual form. Finding out about this was quite a big blow to you, as for the past few months, you've been hilariously working on a concept that's pretty similar, a server called the USMP, which would have had creators from all over the world who speak a variety of different languages create content together in those different languages. It's a very similar concept. Maybe their personal information was leaked by evil data brokers, same ones who sell your personal information to robocallers and spammers. Luckily though, today's sponsor can help us with this. Aura. With Aura, you can truly relax. They can identify these data brokers who sell your info and submit opt-out requests for you. While these brokers are legally required to remove your personal information if you ask them to, they make sure to make this process hell-like for you. So just sit back, relax, and let Aura do all the hard work for you. If you use my link, you can try Aura for 2 weeks for absolutely free. Using their apps can help protect you and your family from many online threats, making it so you don't have to download like a billion apps like parental controls, antiviruses, VPNs, password managers, and more. You get all the good stuff in one affordable price. And a lot of things that piss me off more than spam callers harassing me, thinking that my time belongs to them. And having Aura help me out with that gave me a lot of peace of mind. To achieve that as well, go to aura.com/pinely or click on the link in the description to get your 2 free weeks. Nice. So even though both of your concepts are similar, the cool thing is that you have this nifty little mod.
We coded a Minecraft mod that live translates from any language over your head in-game.
You're still slightly nervous because of this similarity, and because this is your next big project after ending both your biggest series on your channel and your last Minecraft server that was actually one of the biggest Minecraft servers of all time in terms of just like general popularity. But you digress. From the information you've gotten so far, it seems like your ex-friend's server is different enough. His one will mainly be focusing on Spanish and English, and you have that like cool mod of yours. So you breathe in a little, brush the sweat off of your forehead, and less than a day later, you see this video pop up on your Twitter timeline.
QSMP is the very first multilingual Minecraft server that utilizes real-time translation.
Pretty funny that it's the exact same thing now. This has left a lot of your fans wondering, who ripped off who? Obviously, clearing things up in a situation like this one is detrimental. You don't want people to think you ripped off a guy, especially if you didn't. And Dream's tweet does that. It explains that he was working on his own multilingual server before he knew that Quackity was doing the same thing, and that they were probably just developing this concept at around the same time. The main difference between what I just said though and what Dream did was the brevity. His one was way longer. Yeah. So as you start laying out this great tale of yours in a series of 1 billion tweets, you want to make a few things clear. First of all, you don't want any drama. The mere idea of getting involved with drama sickens you to your core. Yuck. You repeat that many times, only to then go in excruciating detail into your entire personal relationship with just like some guy. Every time he ignored you, every time he broke your heart. I can't think of something that would achieve your goal less than that. So maybe the goal here is different. While the idea of avoiding drama is on your mind, you mainly decide to bury it within a bigger attempt. You want to get people to like you more. So you talk again about the, I think, 7 times in which you try to reach out to this guy. After the QSMP was announced, I was surprised and reached out to Quackity expressing support for the project and letting him know I was working on something to bring creators from around the world together too, and that we should chat about it. Quackity didn't respond to me at the time. Reached out to Quackity again, laughing about the fact that we had such similar ideas, didn't reply to that one either. I bumped him, mentioning that a lot of virtual was building between our fan base. I bumped him again, going over the timeline of everything. Still no response. I reached out to other friends of ours. I bumped him again, expressing love for him, and that an SMP wasn't worth hurting our friendship over. At least talk to me, man. I don't want to have any problems between us. I love ya. I tried avoiding anything like this from happening. I don't know what the best resolution is, but it's definitely not silence between us. Still, no responses. It feels so terribly awkward to read this. I feel like I'm intruding on something that I'm just not supposed to know about. Dream really takes us into the thick of this relationship falling apart. While I do know a lot of creators who have fallen out with other YouTuber friends of theirs, I've never seen that process being laid out in the open like this for something so stupid. I understand why he's doing this. Having people being mean to you on the internet can make you quite sad. But doing this in this way comes from a complete inability to understand that absolutely no one in the entire world is gonna relate to what you're doing here. Most people out there will never read this. It's too long. They have better things to do. Most people will just glance at this monstrosity of text and point out that this is significantly longer than that one time that people accused you of way worse things, and that maybe your priorities aren't really in the right place. This maybe reminds you of the last time you thought you'd be a bit better at anticipating the public's reaction to a thing, back when you decided to show your face to a bunch of people. Deciding to show your face to a bunch of people on YouTube is a bit of a weird thing, isn't it? People online are bastards who think they have the right to analyze every little thing about your looks, to take every feature of you apart as if you're not a real person. They might even say that you look like other people, like George Bluth Sr., perhaps, from Arrested Development. It's been 2 years, almost 3, and you still can't stop thinking about this stranger saying that you look like George Bluth Sr. from Arrested Development. You lay at night, obsessing over it. Do I really look like this old white man? So if you've managed to gain a lot of success without people perceiving your face, you might be a bit conflicted. On one hand, there are a lot of things you want to do with your face.
It's restricting on the things that I can actually do, and being able to do TikToks or different forms of content.
But on the other hand, not face revealing and this imagery that you've created around yourself has become quite iconic. And a part of you attributes your success to this little guy.
Do you think remaining faceless has actually contributed to your success?
I think it has, but I think it's more of that it's unique, I guess, so it's something to talk about.
True, that is one of the things that's attached to your description, I feel.
There's a lot of mystery, obviously, and that kind of creates some sort of hype.
But any rise in hype needs to result in something, have some sort of payoff. And so you start gearing up to showing the world this a wonderful body part of yours. Luckily enough, you're great at marketing, so you decide to do with your face what you've done with your fake face all along. You commodify it. You sell your face. You start selling those weird baby USB bracelets. Weird. That's a weird thing to do. Imagine a kid trying to explain to their parents that they want to buy some guy's picture as a baby. It's a really rough thing to rationalize. Sometime after that, you want to start hyping up the actual reveal of your face. This is a fair thing to do, considering this face reveal will probably come at the cost of some level of privacy. And might as well just make some money off of it, you know? But you do want to make sure that you do it in a way that doesn't come off as self-absorbed or anything like that.
But do it in a way where it wouldn't be the center of things. That feels so cheesy. like how egotistical is this guy?
And what better way to do that than to get every single famous person you know to react to your face and post a video about it.
Oh, let's go! Alright.
You should have kept the mask on.
I do think that those videos are a pretty fun idea, especially the ones that he recorded with his friends. Some of these people have known him for over a decade, and so seeing their reactions to finally knowing how this guy looks like, it's pretty lovely. It's pretty nice stuff. But by doing this whole face campaign, by having all of these videos where people are just talking about how hot you are, because of course they're gonna do that, you know, they're your friends, they're hyping you up. You've created an expectation for a face that very few faces can really achieve. Maybe this one, you know? That's a good face. And then the day comes. You go for it. You post the video, which ends up blowing up very quickly in the very same face that it revealed. People are saying that you look like Rumpelstiltskin from the very underrated Shrek Forever After. Put the mask back on. Starts trending on Twitter. SunnyV2 even makes a video about it, which is when you really know that you're really in deep trouble when SunnyV2 makes a video about you. So after a few months, you post an incredibly weird video called Bye from Dream. I deleted my face reveal, and this is why. After face revealing and removing my mask, I regretted the attention and hate, and am walking it back. You hope that this will make people feel bad about their stupid Rumpelstiltskin comments, but it's gone too far. Your friends are even coming up to you, telling you how much your face has ruined their entire lives.
Ever since you took this stupid mask off, you've fallen off. You're irrelevant, you have no money, no views, you're trash.
Your friends suck at acting. All this hate is starting to really get to you. And you decide to cave in. You're gonna put the mask back on, delete the face reveal video. In fact, you make a new mask, commission it from the same people that made the Batman mask, and you even take it to public, scaring the shit out of a McDonald's employee.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's. Will you be using the mobile app today?
No.
The moment this song starts playing is really when you, not this you, but this you, aka me, start realizing that maybe something's afoot. So you scroll down to the description and you find out that this video that you've been watching might just be an ad for like a song or an EP or something. This makes you feel a bit stupid, like you just wasted your time on nothing. And for some reason, that hits your brain in a really weird way. And so you start spiraling. You start thinking about how this job that you've wanted to do since you were a kid may carry elements in it that you never really asked for. Like getting tricked by a video intended for little children. Lately, you found yourself overanalyzing your scripts a little bit too much, picking apart every single word in fear that it will be misconstrued by some asshole stranger guy. You should be above it. You know you need to be above it. But some of these comments really get to you. They get stuck in your head for years. The goal of these people. George Bluth Sr. from Arrested Development? Are you kidding me? He's an old white man. He's an old white... I'm a young brown guy. He's an old white man. I'm a young brown guy. I'm a young brown guy. Anyways, yeah, no, I think Dream should probably hire like a PR manager or something.